Hey guys, this is Ben Walker,
And Logan Hellerich.
and we're going over the commentary of Creature of the Shadows 2. And if you haven't seen Creature of the Shadows 1, then I'd suggest you not listen to the commentary yet, watch those movies, and then listen to the commentaries. So yeah. Now for this one, I really didn't plan on making a sequel, but it wasn't until Logan here actually commented on the first one and said, dude, make another. So I decided, you know what, why not? And I figured this one was a whole lot better than the first one because it has like more than just me. There's like at least two characters in here, and I figured this is a lot more superior and a little more scaring.
And didn't Steve Glenn make a
Yeah,
cameo appearance
he made a
in this?
cameo. He was like, I think he talked to my dad one time. Like he saw the movie himself and was like, "Hey, I'd like to make a cameo." And I was just like, "Yeah, sure." I didn't really know how exactly to put him in there, but I figured, yeah. I still remembered this of how we
how we made these shots and everything.
yeah, and of how like it took about maybe 30 minutes of the entire thing. It was like, okay, here's the thing. This was all in my garage and this was terrible.
Oh, and my acting over here was horrible. Oh, just smacking that down. That was horrible.
And it's just that I didn't even plan it to be anything like this. Because all I wanted for this part was just like a little light and then just like a dark room where you couldn't see a thing. And of course, we didn't have the big enough budget to like actually show that. But that's pretty much it. And then there's like a fake cigarette that Logan had, and you could not see the smoke things coming out of it because it wasn't until later I figured out finally how those actually work. You have to literally light it up for a little while until the smoke finally puffs out. But yeah.
Oh, you can so tell. You can just watch my eyes and know that I'm just reading off this script.
Yeah, you can just see that, but
And you can see it in the background as well.
yeah.
Blacked out. I don't remember doing it, okay?
Yeah, I still remember like it was a few months since we got like our new dog after my other one passed away. Of how like he was still like getting over some separation anxiety. He still does, but he was just like barking and all that, and I was just like, oh jeez, please don't ruin this. But and with that necklace, I don't know, I just something about it just reminded me of like Chucky in a way, because he had a necklace in like one of the later movies in order for
yeah.
like to possess someone or something like that. And I don't know why I included a necklace in there. Maybe it's just to be like, hey, this is what the creature Sharo used. And I don't know where I came up with the name Sharo. Maybe it's just because it sounded like a demonic shadow or something
Yeah,
like that.
maybe.
But I figured, yeah.
It sounds kind of like one of those ancient demon names that you would hear from those Exorcist movies.
Right.
So,
And for this scene, I actually wanted this to be like the opening credits scene, but of course I didn't want to do that because I wanted to do it kind of a classic cornfield look and all that. And my dad decided to say, hey, put this bear welcome sign that we've had for quite a while and then have him say, go away later, because I figured, oh, that's kind of funny. We'll just put that in there and see what people say about that. So far I haven't gotten anything, but I just decided to include that because, why not? I listening to this music, I feel like I could totally do like a scary silent movie or something like that. That'd be really fun to
Ooh.
do.
Adam! Hey, Adam! St. Paul! Strange. Door unlocked.
Now, you'll see in the next shot, okay, so right now I have my, like, the newspaper and hat in my hand, but you'll see in the next shot, I do still have them, but then when you get to the close-up shot, it's only, I think, the newspaper. Yeah, see, look,
Oh.
the hat is completely gone.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until after I watched the final result, but it's like, what the heck?
Maybe when he comes back, I can show him this.
And there it is. It's not there anymore. Ugh.
see, and you have the hat
Yeah,
again.
there it is. And then, I guess he's a sports guy because of the Chicago Cubs hat, so yeah. Now, this was an interesting kind of way to show his brother's spirit, just, stalking him or whatever. This is
This
some corny
next
acting right
scene
here.
actually scared me so much. I actually had. See, this little laugh over here? And we'll see in this next shot when he opens the door.
People,
This-
I actually like doing that, just like having there be two of me, because I think there were a couple people that were like, "Oh, Ben, how'd you do that?" I was like, "It takes editing," because it's like basically splitting two different clips at once. It's a lot of work, but it's still like worth it. And then of course with the blood tears, I figured that was a neat effect too.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, those laughs are kind of creepy.
Oh yeah,
but
it's just basically me gargling, but without any water. It's just a gargle laugh or whatever, something like that. So, and with this whole thing of like me waking up and then waking up again within a dream, almost feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street right there. Because it's like waking up in a dream within a dream, and it's like, what's even going on? I can't even like trust my own eyes or something like that. And then there's like, I guess, sort of the found footage bit.
This is to anyone who watches this video. My brother, my girlfriend, anyone else that sees this. Anyone. I may not come back. This creature has been stalking me in my house. It's been throwing stuff, attacking me. I don't know what's going on. It's been shutting off the lights. I don't know what's going on right now.
Actually, kind of a fun fact here is that since the shirt from the last movie was all torn up on my back, I literally wore the exact same shirt just for the shot of the now dead brother of filming himself.
Oh.
It's just I did not film this when the first movie was being made. I literally used the exact same white camera to film this right here, and it was the same shirt, but it was torn after I made the first movie. So
Oh.
this was during production of the second one.
Well, it's a good camera change.
Right.
So it kind of convinces you that it might have been in the first movie.
Right.
So
I don't know who Sharo is, but the name sounds so familiar. But there's this necklace of Sharo that's out in the cornfield.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of any whole explanation, so I figured, oh, he had a vision or something of the necklace of Sharo. It makes no sense, and it comes out of nowhere, but I don't know.
Stop this creature right now, once and for all. I may not come back, so I'm sorry.
This acting just feels so bland, just like, no, I may not come back. I'm gonna die now, so he'll never see me. It's just,
bye.
bye. Of the shadows. Okay, this was some pretty silly acting right here, just because of my fake crying and all that. Like, I can actually make myself have actual tears running down my face, but this right here was just terrible, sad acting. Because I didn't know what to do. I was just like, well, let's just make myself sad. And the other thing was that I still remember I had to plan out certain scenes that had to be in the day and certain scenes that had to be in the night. It's like I had to do this scene. Oh, okay, then that's
Oh,
it.
here's the shot.
Yeah, this is a good shot right here. And there it is in the day. Because I had to like switch in which ones did I need to do in the day and which ones do I need to do in the night. It was really a daunting task just to do it. It was so confusing. It was like, okay, got to do this in this amount of time and all that. It's a lot of work, and that's kind of what it does. What you do for like a movie, especially something that's this low budget. It's just
Yeah.
takes a lot of work. Now with this part right here, I take it, I didn't really have any like child actors or know any for that matter to be like, hey, can you be? Or I didn't even know any like twin brothers or anything to be like, hey, can you be in our movie? So I just decided to have there be two of me, even though I was not young when I filmed this.
Well, that's what happens when you have a low budget movie.
Yeah, pretty much. And of how I brought up He-Man versus Captain America, there's that old Captain America shield I had when I was young, and for Halloween I actually dressed up as Captain America. And I don't even know, like, that was even before, I think before the Avengers movies even came out. Something like that. There's that old doghouse there I've had ever since I was a little kid. It was like some of my older dogs used to be in there, but now the dogs I have now will not go in it. It's too small for one thing, and it's too disgusting in there too, full of spider webs and all that.
Ew.
And there's that old tree house. I don't go in there anymore, but I wasn't really much of an outside person. And that giant fist, I got that from some sort of baseball game I saw with my cousins. They had like a fist that was big enough to put a cup in. I thought, hey, this is really cool. So.
Oh.
And there's kind of a jump scare if you even want all that. And besides one arm, I decided there to be two, just to
And
be like
another
the
dream.
just like the evolution of the creature. So there's like more than, because in the first one you could only see the first claw, and that's a cheesy effect right there. So I decided to upgrade to 2 arms and then teeth, so that way you could see more of him the more he kills, or something like that. And what we did for the teeth and the arms, I forgot to mention this in the first commentary, but for the teeth and the arms, my dad basically used chicken wire, and he did a fairly good job. And then we just painted it like black and gray, and it was actually not too bad. We just spray painted it black and then painted the teeth and fingernails like gray and white. So.
This necklace of whoever, whatever. I gotta stop this creature.
And I was planning for the third movie, even though I haven't had any time to do it at all. Because 1, I needed like a female lead. 2, I didn't know exactly where the third movie would take place. Because I didn't want to do it in my house again. I wanted to do it somewhere else. And I wanted to do it in stop motion, like the creature in stop motion, but I didn't really know exactly how to do that. So maybe in the future that'll be a possibility.
This is how this whole thing got
here's Steve Glenn's cameo
Yep.
right here. This is kind of like a Stan Lee tribute in a way. So. That still cracks me up every time I see that. And this was just pitch black. I think my dad was recording with my phone at this time, and it looks really scary with this.
Adam,
Yeah, and that's terrifying right there.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of realized that I don't have the blood tears. Maybe I didn't want to have them,
where's this
or
necklace?
I don't know.
Where is it?
So then, like, he just happens to find the necklace in the middle of the cornfield, and it's just like, oh, well, there it is. It's not, like, buried or anything. Kind of like the background noises that's in there, too.
Maybe if you were going to make a third movie, it could have been,
What do we do?
Just
that's a good shot.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was terrible. Like, you didn't see the whole thing. It was just, like, off to the side, though.
Oh, I'm going to make that one comment in a little bit.
Okay. I kind of like the grumbling or growling I made, because what I literally did is just put some shampoo in a cup, swirled it around with water, and just like poured it down the drain, and that's how I got that growling effect, and kind of edited it with it a little bit.
Oh.
It was actually pretty good. And here's Cam. I decided to, have him as a police officer just because, he could be like a good police officer, and this was before he even went to the National Guard, so I figured, hey, he could be good. So.
It was my brother. He saw him. I swear. I saw some sort of creature, a monster, some kind of monster. You gotta help me. Okay, what did this monster look like?
And with that thing right there, it was like while I was sleeping and I saw some police car or police lights over there. I was like, hey, might as well take the opportunity to do that. So I was like, yeah.
I haven't gotten the foggiest idea about what chased you or why you even saw your brother.
So many of my dad's old VHSs up there. It's just like, oh, jeez.
like that. They never do. You just think you're crazy.
Well, you have to come with me for further questioning. So I'll bring the other officers around.
Yeah, that's pretty cheesy too. So what was that one comment that you wanted to do? Blood,
Actually, that's a very good shot.
right?
Although I'm kind of biased about that because that was me in that shot. Oh, I remember that blood. It got stuck in my
Oh,
hair,
yeah,
and
that
it got
was
stuck on my suit.
Oh man, that was terrible.
It was bad. And another cheesy jump scare at
Yep.
the ending.
So what was that one comment that you wanted to make?
Maybe Adam secretly had that necklace as like a family generation type thing because maybe they needed the necklace to keep themselves safe from that monster, but maybe Adam wasn't wearing it at the time.
Oh,
And-
that's actually kind of a
Maybe he dropped it when he was trying to run away in the cornfield.
right.
It's just a thought if you're ever going to make the third movie.
Right. Honestly, I don't know if I ever will. I probably could, but again, with like lack of time and work and all that stuff, so I don't know when exactly.
Because you're a senior.
Yeah,
this
that
year,
too.
So
So who knows? Maybe maybe when I'm actually getting into filmmaking in Hollywood or something like that, I'll like actually make this into an actual legit horror movie, and then and also include you in it, because
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. There's not really another post-credit scene. I couldn't really think of one exactly, so I just decided, So yeah, that's basically it. I can't really think of anything else in this movie otherwise. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't really have any other comments either.
I don't really, but otherwise it was just like hey, this was a pretty good one. So so yeah.
Cinemassacred?
Yeah, it's like he's pretty much well known for making Angry Video Game Nerd and a whole bunch of like horror, cheesy B horror movies, like a very low budget and all that. That's kind of what inspired me to do something like this. So that's it.